Aokigahara Forest, located at the base of Mount Fuji in Japan, is known as the Suicide Forest. It's a place of eerie beauty, with dense trees, winding trails, and an unsettling silence. But beneath its serene surface lies a dark history, a place where countless people have gone in their lives. This is the story of a hiker who ventured into the forest and discovered something that would change their life forever. Mark was an experienced hiker and photographer. He had heard the stories about Aokigahara, but he didn't believe in ghosts or curses. To him, it was just a forest, a place to capture stunning photos and clear his mind. So one crisp autumn morning, he packed his gear and set off into the woods. At first, the hike was peaceful. The sunlight filtered through the trees, and the air was crisp and clean. But as Mark ventured deeper, the atmosphere began to change. The trees grew thicker, blocking out the sun, and the silence became oppressive. He noticed strange things, ribbons tied to trees, discarded belongings, and, most chilling of all, letters. Letters left behind by those who had come to the forest to die. Mark's curiosity got the better of him. He picked up one of the letters and read it. It was a heartbreaking farewell from someone who had lost all hope. He felt a pang of sadness, but reminded himself that these were just remnants of the past. He continued hiking, but the further he went, the more letters he found. Each one was more disturbing than the last. Then, he found it, a letter addressed to him. At first, he thought it was a prank, but as he read the words, his blood ran cold. The letter was written in perfect English, and it knew his name. It described his life in detail, his job, his hobbies, even his reasons for coming to the forest. And at the end, it warned him, "Do not leave this forest alive." Mark's heart pounded as he looked around. The forest seemed to close in on him, the trees twisting into grotesque shapes. He tried to retrace his steps, but the trails all looked the same. He was lost. As night fell, the temperature dropped, and the forest came alive with strange sounds. Whispers, footsteps, and distant cries. Mark's flashlight flickered, and he felt like he was being watched. He stumbled upon a small clearing and found more letters, all addressed to him. Each one contained the same warning: "Do not leave this forest alive." Desperate, Mark tried to call for help, but his phone had no signal. He built a small fire and huddled close, trying to stay warm. But as the hours passed, the whispers grew louder, and shadowy figures began to emerge from the trees. They didn't speak, but their presence was suffocating. When dawn finally broke, Mark was exhausted and terrified. He managed to find his way out of the forest, but he was never the same. He couldn't explain how the letters knew his name or why the forest seemed to target him. He tried to forget, but the warnings haunted him. Years later, Mark returned to Aokigahara, determined to uncover the truth. But he never came back. Search parties found his camera and a final letter addressed to himself. It read, "I should have listened." To this day, no one knows what really happened to Mark in the Suicide Forest. But some say that if you hike deep enough into Aokigahara, you might find his letters and a warning meant just for you.